Kenya and Tanzania are two giants of East Africa which are currently pursuing ambitious infrastructure mega projects seeking to transform the economies and general development. These two countries are flexing their muscles, displaying a battle akin to Clash of Titans in a bid to become the regional economic powerhouse. The large-scale projects being undertaken by these countries cover a broad spectrum of industries such as transportation, energy, trade, technology, and urban planning. In this video, we are going to compare the top mega projects that are underway in Kenya and Tanzania. Number 1. Bagamoyo Port vs. LAPSSET Corridor Project. Arguably one of the most ambitious projects the Tanzanian government has ever undertaken, the Bagamoyo Port is a flagship project that is expected to transform trade, investment, and economic growth in Tanzania. This port will cost $10 billion and will take the crown for the largest port on the East African coastline. It is estimated that the port will handle about 20 million containers on a yearly basis. This capacity is 25 times more than what the port of Dar es Salaam currently handles. On the other hand, Kenya is undertaking a massive project dubbed as the Lamu Port South Sudan-Ethiopia Transport Corridor, or LAPSSET. This project is expected to cost $16 billion or approximately 2 trillion Kenya shillings. It will encompass different projects which will include Lamu Port, Lamu Juba Addis Ababa Railway, Lamu Ethiopia South Sudan Highway, an oil refinery, and a 2,240 kilometers pipeline connecting South Sudan's oil fields to Kenya's Lamu Port. The LAPSSET project will be a crucial part of the regional integration efforts aiming to achieve the grand vision of the Great Equatorial Land Bridge, which is a 6,497 kilometers corridor that will connect Ethiopia, South Sudan, Central African Republic, and Cameroon. This corridor has the potential to match the impact of the Suez Canal in terms of transporting goods and minerals from the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. Once completed, the LAPSSET project will double the GDP of Kenya. Number 2. Kibaha-Morogoro Expressway vs. Nairobi-Mombasa Expressway. Tanzania is in the process of building its first toll expressway, which will span 215 kilometers from Kibaha to Morogoro. This project will be carried out through the public-private partnership financing model. The road will be constructed adjacent to the existing highway to allow users to pay a toll fee to use it and reach their destination faster. The $340 million expressway will be a significant milestone in Tanzania's quest to upgrade its road infrastructure. In comparison, Kenya is building a 473-kilometer toll expressway that will connect Nairobi to Mombasa, the two largest cities in Kenya. The project will also be constructed under a public-private partnership program. It will have 4 to 6 lanes and will cost the country $3.6 billion. This expressway is expected to cut down the time spent to travel between Mombasa and Nairobi from 10.5 hours to 4.5 hours. Number 3. Julius Nyerere Hydropower Project vs. Kenya's chain of Megadams. The Julius Nyerere Hydropower Project is a huge hydropower plant and dam that is being constructed along the Rufiji River in Tanzania. The 1025 meters long dam will cost a total of $2.9 billion, which will be funded by the government of Tanzania and loans from commercial banks in the country. The Julius Nyerere Hydropower will have 9 turbines and will produce 2,115 megawatts of electricity. One turbine has already been completed and is contributing 235 megawatts to Tanzania's national grid. The Tanzania Electric Supply Company TANESCO has indicated that the project is 93.8% complete. When it comes to construction of hydropower plants, Kenya has taken a different direction to that of Tanzania. Kenya plans to build 100 megadams scattered across the country. These megadams will be multi-purpose, aiming to address the problem of water scarcity, boosting hydropower generation, preventing floods, promoting aquaculture, and developing irrigation. The main megadams will be Thwake multi-purpose, which will be constructed at the confluence of River Thwake and Athi, and High Grand Falls Dam, which will be constructed across River Tana. Both of these dams will produce a total of 1,020 megawatts, with the other 98 dams expected to contribute more megawatts in the coming decades. The High Grand Falls Dam is expected to be the second largest freshwater dam in Africa, behind Egypt's Aswan Dam. It will cost Kenya about $3.27 billion. Number 4. Magufuli City vs Konza Technopolis. Magufuli City is an ambitious project that the government of Tanzania is undertaking to centralize government operations. The idea of this city was born after the first president of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, expressed his desire to shift government operations to a more central position. The city of Dodoma was viewed as an ideal place to actualize this vision. Decades later, former President John Pombe Magufuli revived this dream, leading to the country embarking on this project. The project is located 17 kilometers east of Dodoma city center and will occupy 1542 acres of land. It will cost Tanzania $4.778 billion or 10.7 trillion Tanzanian shillings. Kenya, on the other hand, is building a technology smart city called Konza Technopolis. Dubbed as Africa's Silicon Savannah, this city is expected to be the regional hub for technological innovation. Konza Technopolis will be located 64 kilometers south of Nairobi, Kenya's capital city. It will integrate urban ICT networks to facilitate delivery of services. Konza Technopolis will aim to create a sustainable environment with minimal greenhouse gas emission, wide use of renewable energy, clean air, and water. Number 5. Tanzania SGR vs Kenya SGR. Tanzania's SGR is one of the key cornerstones of the country's infrastructure projects that are expected to stimulate trade and economic growth. It will connect the port of Dar es Salaam to different cities in the neighboring countries such as Kigali in Rwanda, Goma in DRC, and Bujumbura in Burundi. The 2,102 kilometers long project is expected to be one of the longest railways in Africa. Tanzania's SGR is electrified and its trains move at a speed of 160 kilometers per hour. The project, which will be carried out in 5 phases, is partially in use. Kenya's SGR is a significant project that has transformed the transport sector in the country. It connects the port of Mombasa to the interior of the country, with the final destination expected to be Malaba. Kenya's SGR uses diesel-powered locomotives whose speed is 120 kilometers per hour. Like the Tanzanian SGR, the Kenyan SGR is still under construction, though part of it is in operation. Recently, Kenya reached a bilateral agreement with Ethiopia to build a 3,000 kilometers electrified SGR that will connect the port of Lamu to Ethiopia's capital city, Addis Ababa. This project is expected to start in 2025. Number 6. Magufuli Bridge vs Mombasa Gateway Bridge. Magufuli Bridge is a 3.2 kilometers bridge that is currently under construction in Tanzania. This bridge is built over Lake Victoria to connect the districts of Misungwi and Sengerema in the region of Mwanza. It will also provide an important link to neighboring countries such as Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. Once completed, it will be the longest bridge in East Africa. On the other hand, Kenya is constructing the Mombasa Gateway Bridge, a 1.4 kilometer bridge that will link the island of Mombasa to the south coast. Its main aim is to replace the ferry, which is currently used to transport people between the 2 points. This bridge will eventually enhance connectivity with Tanzania because it is part of the Bagamoyo Horohoro Lungalunga Malindi Road project. Number 7. The Sino-Tan Industrial Park versus Nairobi Railway City. The Sino-Tan Industrial Park is a mega project aimed at boosting industrialization in Tanzania. This project, which will cover an area of 10 square kilometers or 1,000 hectares, is being carried out in 5 phases. The Sino-Tan Industrial Park will be the largest industrial park in East and Central Africa and is set to accommodate over 200 industries. It will include workshops to teach technology and industries ranging from agricultural and food processing to medicine and chemical manufacturing. It is expected to generate 100,000 direct jobs and 500,000 indirect jobs. Kenya is in the process of building a landmark multimodal urban development. This project will seek to decongest Nairobi city center and will constitute of transit stations, retail houses, office blocks, residential flats, a cultural center, and a museum. It will sit on a 425 acres piece of land. Due to its goal of decongesting the city center, the railway city will boost productivity. Number 8. Samia Housing Scheme versus Kenya Affordable Housing Projects. The National Housing Corporation of Tanzania (NHC) is constructing affordable housing units in a bid to meet its increasing demand for housing in various urban areas. The aim is to construct 5,000 units in Dar es Salaam, Dodoma, and other regions. The project was named Samia Housing Scheme because President Samia Suluhu is the one who revived it after stalling for years. Kenya, on the other hand, is undertaking its affordable housing project. The aim of the project is to construct 250,000 units per year to address the problem of housing shortage, which currently stands at 2 million units according to conservative estimates. These houses are being constructed in a private-public partnership model. Thank you for watching this video. If you are discovering me for the first time, please consider subscribing and share with your friends. See you in the next one.